Cloudcast Media.
Drew Schlosberg Spotlight on the Community Show, amplifying the voices of social impact organizations, entrepreneurs, local nonprofits, and other community champions who shape the culture, creativity, and connectivity of San Diego. Brought to you by Mission Fed Credit Union, bringing good things to San Diego for over 60 years. Learn more about what is good for you and good for all by visiting www.missionfed.com.
I'm Drew Schlosberg of Cloudcast Media, and it is always a great day when this gentleman is in the studio, and that is the inimitable Dr. Gary Weitzman. He is the CEO of the San Diego Humane Society. He's been just doing marvelous thing. How many? 10 years plus? How many now?
Almost 12.
Almost 12 years over there. How you doing, Gary?
I'm good. I'm not sure I can live up to inimitable.
Yes, you are absolutely can live up to it and beyond. Joined by just as inimitable-ish, if that's a word over here, you can look that up.
I guess.
Is Kristen Fogel. She's the executive director of San Diego Writers Inc., celebrating their 20th anniversary in 2024. And Kristen's been doing just a great job co-hosting for 4 months now, right?
Yeah, and Gary was the first, and I didn't muck it up, so I was invited to stay. So I owe Gary my life.
You really do. And
yes.
I gave Gary an evaluation.
Oh.
And you scored 10.
Oh, sweet.
Out of 100. And, no, it wasn't out of 100. I'm just kidding. You've done a wonderful job, and I appreciate the repartee back and forth. Gary, for those very, very, very few listeners that do not know the mission of the Humane Society, maybe you can restate it.
Yeah.
Literally it is to inspire compassion. And we use that as kind of our lighthouse of taking care of animals, protecting them, and ensuring that people can keep them with their families.
Right. And, we ask this all the time, but I think it's worth saying it all the time. I might have even brought it up to somebody recently as well, offline here. San Diego is definitely a pet-friendly community. And you and I have had this conversation before, because you were told that. And then,
I was. You remember.
I do. And you're going, all right, I think everyone says that, But is it true?
I was cynical when I got here 12 years ago, because everybody said this is the best place in the world for pets.
Yeah.
And San Diego, the city itself, actually had been a strong contender for best place in the country for animals. And it actually is a true metric that I don't know who, The Economist, I don't think, what magazine rates that.
Right.
But so I was cynical because I've heard that everywhere, but truly it really is. It's different here than anywhere else. Mm-hmm. People really are committed to animals and the environment.
So is it just a feeling you get, or empirically you can say, yeah, this is true?
Honestly, listen, I feel like any place on earth that actually has these things called dog beaches has to be the best place on earth to have a pet.
So is it an unusual phenomenon?
Oh my God, totally. I don't even, there probably are other dog beaches in the United States.
Interesting.
I've never run across any. What do we have, like 4, 5, 6 of them?
Easy. Yeah. I did not know that. I just made the assumption that places that are on the beach or whatever have
Right.
Interesting.
And then if you look at cats, our breeding season for cats normally is between maybe April and November throughout the United States, probably throughout the world. And in San Diego, we're lucky that lucky is in quotes because we have a lot of cats, but they keep going all year. So I think it's the best place for cats too.
I thought you were going to talk about the cat beaches there for a second. I was like, what?
There are some cat beaches. There really are.
Those are the cat lawns and all that. Kristen has a question for you, Gary.
Yeah, I wondered if you could get into Bill 1399, this telehealth bill.
Right. Yeah, AB 1399. Yeah. That was sponsored by our wonderful legislative colleagues up in Orange County. Mm-hmm. And we're really proud of it. We sponsored it. They're the authors. And also we did it with the ASPCA and San Francisco SPCA. And really what it means is that we're finally letting veterinary medicine come into the 21st century.
Yeah.
Human medicine, we all know we can do video calls.
That's right.
We can do phone calls. Mm-hmm. We can get prescriptions that way. In veterinary medicine, it's really been tightly regulated, almost too protectively.
Yeah.
So now what it means is that actually places that there are no vets can actually get vet care by phone call, by video conference. It's providing what is impossible to give them otherwise. Mm-hmm. So we're really, really happy about this bill.
Something else I was thinking about, though, too, last time you were here, I think you were talking about how there's this shortage of vets in general. Mm-hmm. And I was like, I wonder through this, maybe vets could go live somewhere else that's perhaps a little more affordable. And because of the telehealth, can serve people in these like metropolitan areas too. So maybe it helps with that as well.
Sure. This state is so diverse and so tremendously huge. That's redundant, but it really is. So yeah, there are places where there are absolute deserts. You can't find a vet clinic or a pet store within an hour and a half or 2 hours of these communities, especially in the Central Valley and San Bernardino, that area. But lots of deserts. And then there's places where there's a huge amount of veterinary care, like San Diego itself. Right. But here, and then look at Imperial Valley, so close to us, Imperial County rather. There's almost no options. This is actually a lifeline. Yeah. So that people and shelters too, because we were looking at shelters as well, can get veterinary care.
So how would that work? So somebody calls where there's no vet around, and obviously they can't have the pet speak to the vet. That would be something if they could do that.
They're working on the
technology. That doesn't happen in person either, right?
right.
They are actually. You're right.
But literally, they're saying my dog has a symptom, or my cat, or my whatever the case may be, and I'm assuming they could take a picture of the cat or
video,
right, and send it along in that aspect of it. And then if there's no places, how would the medicine, if they didn't need medicine, get to the place? Would it be through UPS? Would it be through?
Oh, it certainly could be. I mean, there's so many delivery services. Okay. Chewy's, they could go to Costco, get many medicines. Actually, and medicine is medicine. So in many cases, it's the same as human medicine. You can go to CVS or Walgreens or Rite Aid, anywhere else to get those prescriptions filled.
No, this is huge. And is it in effect now or
January 1st?
Oh, that's fantastic. Well, congratulations
really about it.
On that. Talk a little bit about the dogs. You seem to break a record every single time you're on. And hey, Drew, we broke our record. We have it's not a record we want to break.
No.
Okay, talk about that.
Yeah, this has been a crazy year. I mean, it's not just San Diego Humane. I mean, we certainly take care of a large number of animals here in this county, more than 40,000 a year, which is a huge amount. But nationally, the situation with dogs has been absolutely unthinkable. We actually thought that we were going to have a deficit of dogs before COVID. For many years, those numbers were dwindling. Cat numbers were increasing, dogs were decreasing. But now we've hit records. 140 almost 144 years, San Diego Humane's been serving this county, and we've never had dog numbers like this. We're in December now.
Yeah.
And we still have more than 700 dogs in care.
So what, I mean, you and I have been talking about this, so it's been all over the news and trying to help. What is causing this, okay? And, listen, it's easy to say, all right, now if you want to be dictatorial, you are now the proud owner of a dog. I didn't want a dog, but you're going to have one now. We can't do that.
No,
we can't do that quite out. What's causing this?
It's a really, that's the $60 million question. We don't exactly know, but we think we have a couple of hypotheses. Yeah. The first one is that there are only so many homes, so many households that can take so many dogs. A lot of people adopted over the pandemic.
Yep.
So those homes are maybe full, maybe not. I mean, it depends on what your definition of full is.
Right.
So we've lost those adopters because they have young dogs. The second thing is that spay and neuter just disappeared during COVID years.
Yep.
And so now we have puppies. For the first time in my 12 years at San Diego Humane, we actually have a ton of puppies. So everybody that's listening, please come. Please adopt a puppy for Christmas because we would love that. But so those are two reasons. And then, of course, the economy. The economy is still frightening people. There are mixed metrics. The stock market did really well yesterday, but we don't know about tomorrow. We have an election year coming in. So that uncertainty has led to things that have made it difficult for people to think about adopting. Right. It's you, Drew, and I'm sure, Kristen, you too. It's so expensive to have a pet. It really, truly is.
It is.
No, it is. I know because, I'm docking Jackson's pay every time I have to bring him in, for God's sake. They looked at his eyebrow, that'll be $150.
Oh, yeah.
It's not even the medical, but just, to live, in San Diego is so expensive. So a lot of our population lives in rental communities and they don't often, welcome having dogs or even cats in those communities.
So how do you, other than, having a mass group of people wake up and say, yes, I can take a dog, what's going to happen to those dogs?
They're safe in San Diego. That's the really good news, right? We hit getting to zero in 2015, which meant that every animal in a shelter in San Diego is safe and sound, if they're healthy, or if they're treatable.
Right.
Beautiful.
Now, obviously, there are sad cases where animals are unhealthy and they're terminal,
Right.
or behaviorally that they don't make it to adoption. But in San Diego, we were one of the first large cities in the United States to ensure that all those animals were safe. So they are safe. They're safe, but they're in shelters, and that's not where we want them. We want them in homes.
Right.
And even for us at San Diego Humane, as nice a shelter as it is, these dogs are stressed. These animals can get stressed. They need to be in homes.
Well, my question is that can you run out of shelter space?
Oh my God, we ran out of shelter space about 2 years ago.
So where do you put them?
Everywhere, we do it in a humane way. Obviously we are the protectors of animals in San Diego County, so we want to make sure that we're not hoarding animals. They're not in crates. They're actually in proper enclosures and all of that. But still, just the mass of dogs means they get stressed. There's more barking. There's more infectious disease. All of those things that we don't want.
Gary, can you talk about the fostering process then? Because it seems like fosters would be needed more than ever. And how, what is the minimum requirement? How long does that process take? Can you, walk us through a little bit of that?
The process is really fast. We do ask that people do one training with us, and it's online.
Okay.
So we make it as easy as possible. But we have been so lucky. We've had about 30 to 35% of our animals in foster for the last 3 years.
Oh, wow.
Which is great. So right now, normally in care in December, we might have total 600 animals. We have more than 1,500 right now. So 30% of those animals, thank heaven, are in foster. So all anybody has to do is go on our website, just put in foster. We'll give you all the information, get you training, get you the start. It's really fast. You can do it within maybe 45 minutes. We get you on the list, ask you what you want. We get you a dog, a cat, or a guinea pig, or a rabbit, whatever.
A turtle? I'll take a turtle.
A turtle? Oh my God!
I would totally take a turtle.
We have tons of turtles.
Do you?
We do have tons of turtles.
I'm going to get a turtle.
We
used to have a turtle
shelter, but yes.
Oh, I'm getting a turtle.
You know
I
what?
love that. Red-eared sliders.
Yes.
Okay.
Okay.
And if we were on top of our game, he would have brought the turtle with him.
I would have.
know.
No, I can go and get them right now. Come back. Don't worry.
I'm going to go get a turtle. I'm for real.
We'll have you take two because they're very social.
Okay. Yeah, that'd be
All
great.
right.
I just have to secure the fences or something. And then,
And a water source and all that. But actually, in all seriousness, they are wonderful animals.
They are.
Really
We had one for years.
I had one.
Yeah,
good.
His
fantastic.
name was Gorger because he ate a lot of lettuce.
Oh, yeah.
And I was 6 or 7 years old on this. Can we, before we get to some of the other topics here, you and I chatted about it before, and I think you folks have put out some message on it. There's this unknown respiratory thing that is going around, and nobody seems to know why this is here, or am I wrong on that?
Well, we think we're beginning to know what this is.
Okay.
So it's hit nationally. We haven't seen it in California yet. It has been up in the Pacific Northwest. So I think Oregon just put out some news about having a few cases. Fortunately, the mortality we haven't seen any deaths from this. There's just a morbidity to it, so a lot of dogs are getting it. We think it's really just what we used to call kennel cough, and now we call it canine infectious respiratory disease complex, which means that there's a lot of things causing it. It's not just Bordetella that people might know. But we think it's the usual agents, but it's possible that there's something new in there, that there's some type of mycoplasma that we're not normally seeing or something else. But chances are it's just the good old kennel cough. And all of a sudden these dogs now are out of their houses with us. They're going to theater. They're going to wherever else, out to restaurants.
Right.
They're socializing. And vaccines have dropped off on those kennel cough vaccines. Really important that everybody gets their dogs a kennel cough vaccine, Bordetella, twice a year, because it's really not good for a whole year, every 6 months.
Right.
Unless your dog has absolutely no contact with other dogs, get a kennel cough vaccine, and that's probably, Drew, what this is. It's not anything terribly scary.
Because I know we got some messages. I think it was from you guys, whatever, because you're always on top of making sure people are aware of it, that and maybe it wasn't from you folks. Maybe at this time, because we're not quite sure what it is, but maybe now you do. Probably not a good idea to bring your dog to dog parks and all that business, but or groomers and all that business. So I don't want to be overreactive of it, but I think we're going to cancel Jackson's grooming deal, unless you think that's just overreaction.
Watch, he'll get it when I say go ahead and do it. But I think you can. Honestly, I really do think you can. If you go to a responsible daycare center, like I have my German Shepherd Rosie. She goes to daycare every Wednesday, and I've talked to the owner of the daycare center, and it's one of my favorite places. It's called Down to Earth Dogs over in Claremont, and she's just wonderful. She's paying very close attention and let all her clients know if there's any respiratory signs, don't bring your dog. I'm still bringing my dog there. I think, Drew, you can go to a groomer, but go to a good one and ask them about that.
Yeah. We always go to Petco. We seem to be, that seems to be good for our dog.
You could do a mobile groomer too. They'll come to your house.
That's true.
Yeah. You know what? Maybe I'll do that because Jackson's pretty active, for God's sake. Gary, when we come back from break, I want to talk a little bit more about the new adoption center that you guys have going on and so forth, and always leave time for what our listeners can do to support your efforts. And you and I were chatting about this before you got on. Next time you're on, which we love having you on all the time, to be honest with you, have so much great content. Bring somebody either on your staff or somebody that is benefiting for some things and all this business.
I would love to. Yeah, that'd be great.
Yeah, we're going to be right back with Dr. Gary Weitzman. He's the CEO of the San Diego Humane Society. I'm Drew Schlosberg. You've been listening to another edition of Drew Schlosberg's Spotlight on the Community Show, the nation's longest-running community podcast, now in our 17th year, brought to you by Mission Fed Credit Union for 6 decades, doing great things in San Diego, joined by my co-host, Kristen Fogel. She is the executive director of San Diego Writers, Inc., going to be celebrating their 20th anniversary in 2024. We will be right back.
When you do your banking with Mission Fed, you get great rates on auto and home loans. That's good for you, but something good also happens for a lot of other people. We're not for profit, so we put money back into the community to help lots of great nonprofits to keep San Diego strong. So you're not just getting something good, you're doing something good. Come to Mission Fed. It's banking that's good for all.
Brand amplification is the DNA of Cloudcast Media, and our code is the powerful blending of sound, voice, and storytelling to lift local brands and their communities. Whether it is our Brandcast, Schoolcast, or Causecast platforms, the unifying ethos is all about this community, the one you call home. If you dare to dream and want to explore the brand amplification of Cloudcast, a national leader in local podcasting and other Winfluence strategies, please visit us at cloudcast.us.
I'm Drew Schlosberg of Cloudcast Media, and you're listening to another edition of Drew Schlosberg Spotlight on the Community Show, the nation's longest-running community podcast, now in our 17th year, brought to you by Mission Fed Credit Union, and we're broadcasting from the Mission Fed studios here in Scripps Ranch, and Mission Federal Credit Union has just been doing wonderful things in our region for more than 6 decades. We are absolutely thrilled to always have this gentleman in the studio with us today, Dr. Gary Weitzman, CEO of the San Diego Humane Society, joined by my co-host, Kristen Fogel. She is the executive director of San Diego Writers, Inc., celebrating their 20th anniversary in 2024. Kristen?
Yeah. So I want you both to be thinking about what we're going to name the turtles. But first, let's talk about the new adoption center. Where is it? Tell us more about it.
Well, I will think about the turtles.
Thank you very much. By the end of this episode, I would like a solid idea. Thank you.
Seriously.
Okay.
Yeah, no, we've been, we're really happy to have a brand new adoption center that'll open up sometime in January. About the middle of January, maybe the end of January, we'll have a big ribbon cutting event.
Great.
But it's been 4 years in the making. It'll be the most modern progressive animal shelter adoption area in the United States, probably in the world.
Okay.
Until someone builds something else, hopefully in 2 minutes.
But for now.
Yeah, because it all helps the animals.
Yes.
But no, it's really good. And that's been a real stress for us because we've lost our main adoption area to show animals or to house animals. So it's, close to 200, 250 spaces for animals. And we haven't had it for the last year and a half.
No, why is that?
Yeah.
Because it's been under construction. So it's our main adoption area in San Diego, right on Gain Street. So
is it right? Is it near where you guys are? Is it
it's
right in the same complex?
It's right in our building. Yep, right in the main building that you know so well, Drew.
I do know so well.
So it's been out of commission for a year and a half. You know, like any remodel, you know, you think it's going to be a year, it's always more. We're really lucky. We're working with some great partners.
Oh, nice.
But it'll be fantastic when it opens, and it gives us 60 plus more spaces for dogs, and we desperately need them.
Oh, that's fantastic.
Yeah, and there'll be cat area. There's a small pets area where our rabbits and our reptiles and our birds will be, and guinea pigs and mice and anything else, and maybe turtles. But I think the turtles are going to stay in El Cajon for a while.
Okay, I live in El Cajon.
Okay,
this is
perfect.
This is so perfect.
Well, I think I can put you down for
I'll
10,
go
10,
down 15. The hill to get my two turtles.
Two turtles,
and,
okay.
Yeah.
A male and a female?
Let's see. Yes, we can actually tell the difference on those. So
you're going to breed them? Now I'm a turtle breeder?
Gary's heard this story, so I'll bore my listeners one more time.
I haven't heard it.
That's right. You haven't heard it. So as Gary knows, my mom and dad, but especially my mom, was an animal lover from the time she was a little girl. She raised 7 wild huskies in Canada and all that. So Paul and I, my brother and I, grew up with cricket farms and turtles and pet snakes and everybody. But we had guinea pigs. And so, one day there was a third guinea pig in the cage. And I go, I was 5 years old, and I go, when did we get another guinea pig? Dad picked one up on the way. Okay, then not shortly thereafter, and my mind is fading a little bit, there was a fourth guinea pig, and then there was a fifth and a sixth, and it was because the two guinea pigs were Henry and Henrietta. I'm 5 years old,
sure.
Okay, and I don't know. So all of a sudden, we had 13 guinea pigs. Okay, and my dad built a 3-story guinea pig hotel for them.
Really?
Oh, yeah. You kidding? You had to do that, for God's sake. So they didn't tell me that these things, I didn't know what breeding meant at age 5, for God's sake.
They did. The guinea pigs knew what it meant.
They did. And they said, no, we picked another one up over here. So I suggest that Kristen get a male and a female.
No.
Why?
Because I don't want to breed. Okay, so do males have better temperament, or do females?
I think it's about the same.
Okay, well, then I just want 2 males, or preferably 2 females. I have 2 male dogs.
We will.
I'm the only son, a husband. We're all mailed out. So maybe
you need some girl.
I need some girl energy. Whatever. I don't really care. I'll take 2.
Okay.
No, that's terrific. So Gary, talk about this. I blew the name of it, but you have a sort of a wildlife area that's out in. Is it Ramona?
Ramona.
Yeah. Talk about that.
Yeah, we have a wildlife hospital in San Diego. It's our body center for wildlife. We've had that since we merged with Project Wildlife in 2014. And then in 2020, right in the middle of the pandemic, we acquired the Fun for Animals Wildlife Facility in Ramona. And it's 12 acres. It's fantastic. We have the world's oldest pygmy hippo. Actually, let me correct that. I think it's the U.S.'s oldest. There may be an older one. She just turned 50 in November.
Oh, my goodness.
We had a big birthday party for her. Her name is Hannah Shirley. We love people to come and visit. We want you to make a reservation to do that. We'll do tours, private tours for people. But it's an extraordinary place. We've got bobcats, mountain lions. We right now have 5 California black bears.
So let's say there's a mountain lion, and there's mountain lions in my yard, and as you've heard before, in the Rancho Penasquitos and Los Penasquitos.
Yeah.
How do they get there? Are they caught by you folks? Are they caught by?
Oh, how do they get to us?
Yes.
California Department of Fish and Wildlife contacts us. We're one of 2 rehabilitators in the state of California, so we get mountain lions and the bears.
That's it? There's only 2?
Only 2.
Wow.
Only 2. And so there may be 3 actually. Now I'm thinking about it. There's another small one that actually they're wonderful that there are a few, but California's so big.
Right.
Yeah.
We're the only one down here in Southern California.
So when you rebuild, do you bring them back into the wild?
We do.
Okay.
We release them every single time we can, and it's tricky. We just got a mountain lion last week. A couple weeks ago.
Yeah.
And he had a young mountain lion, maybe 4 or 5 months old, got hit by a car, had a broken leg. And we repaired his leg surgically with...
Up there.
Yeah, up in Ramona.
Yeah. Okay.
And now the trick is keeping him from re-breaking it because it's hard to keep them quiet. They're like like racehorses.
Sure.
So he'll try to jump at the windows and all of that. So we have our fingers crossed for this guy. And it's really a test case if these animals can be rehabilitated. We've got 30 vets in our system, and quite a few of them are extraordinary surgeons. And our wonderful surgeon, Dr. Danielle Clem, went over to Ramona and fixed his leg. And we just have our fingers crossed that he's going to be okay.
Right. And then at what time do you say, okay, he's ready to go back into the wild?
It takes months. And so that's the rub. The month-long wait to get him back into the wild, to put him back, means that he cannot acclimate to people. So we have to keep any dogs from any of our staff from coming up to the campus for the next 6 months. Can't hear dog barking. We have to whisper. He can't hear human voices.
Okay.
Really?
We have to wear disguises so that he doesn't see humans and get acclimated to humans.
How do you do that, though?
Well, it depends on the animal. For our bear cubs, we actually wear bear masks so
Do
that
you
they
really?
don't see, or things that are like that.
Sure,
that just
sure,
don't,
sure.
So
Wow.
we don't look like humans. For mountain lions, same deal. We want to make sure that they almost never see us or hear us.
Interesting.
It's tricky. It's tricky.
It sounds like a fabulous job.
It's an interesting job for sure. And if we can get this guy back into the wild, he came from Simi Valley. If we can get him back up there, there's a lot of protections now for these animals. We're really happy about that. But this will be a test case, one of the first cases with a broken leg to reposition them back in the wild.
Wow. So, one of the things that we always like to ask, and how our listeners can help is, obviously, we know there's a challenge. There's too many animals in the shelter. We get that.
Yeah.
Okay. And that best thing they can do is get turtles, get cats, get whatever the case may be in that area. Other than that, what are some of the bigger challenges that you folks have that our listeners can help with?
Yeah, fostering, of course, too. And actually, let me just say something, if I could, Drew, about adopting.
Please.
We actually have a program now, because when we have a lot of people at the shelter, and we are always adopting our own animals. But what we do is we test them out. So we realized we're testing our animals out before we actually make a firm commitment to take those animals necessarily home forever. So we want people to know, if they want to just test drive an animal, we will help them get that animal into their home.
So smart.
Try the animal out for a couple days or a couple weeks, whatever you want. That's fine. Just let us know how it works, and if it doesn't, we'll get you another one, or maybe you need a cool off period. But you never know, especially if you have other animals. You want to make sure that your other animals agreed to this new family member too. So we want to make sure people have it as easy as possible. No guilt. Don't worry. Just try it out. If that animal doesn't work, come back.
That is so smart. Yeah. Sometimes it's not a fit, but
absolutely.
Yeah. And you feel shameful taking it back, but to just, create this culture of no shame is really, really smart.
Absolutely. And also it just makes sense because it's
it's a family member, if we're going to say you're going to have this family member for life, through subsequent moves and whatever else, then
Rated sliders for 35 years. You know that, don't you?
Yes, I do. Okay. Yeah, I have. I had an ex that they would put the turtle in a box.
It might be longer, actually.
In the winter, and it went through generations. And yes, I do. So,
but I'd be remiss not to say also it's the holiday season. We depend on this season for most of the generosity that happens in San Diego for us. So this is when it all comes in to help us with all the programs: our kid nursery, our behavior programs, our medical system, our wildlife program, our law enforcement protections, everything. Really, 75% of our revenue for the entire year happens this month. So think about us when you're thinking about it.
And so they just go right to the website to donate?
Donate sdhumane.org.
That sounds terrific. Well, as usual, phenomenal content. Let's get you on with whoever else you want to bring on. Again, these are issues that are just so important. And maybe we'll bring on your education director. Is the one I've worked with still there? Yeah, exactly. And just doing great because you work with all the schools in that aspect of it. Great content for teaching science and STEM and everything in between on that. Any final comments, Gary?
No, just everybody take care of your animals, and if we can help in any way to help you take care of them, that's what we're here for.
Yeah, absolutely. Dr. Gary Weitzman, always a pleasure chatting with you. He's the CEO of the San Diego Humane Society. Kristen Fogel, another fine job of co-hosting. Thank you very much. Really appreciate your insights.
And if you have names for the turtle, you can contact Drew directly.
Exactly. There'll be a contest, okay? And what'll happen is Kristen will give you free books for the rest of the year if you come up with the appropriate names on this. We've been listening to another edition of Drew Schlosberg Spotlight on the Community Show, the nation's longest-running community podcast. Now in our 17th year, brought to you by Mission Fed Credit Union, doing great things for San Diegans for 6 decades. We hope you enjoyed the show.
You've been listening to an episode of Drew Schlosberg's Spotlight on the Community Show, amplifying the voices of social impact organizations, entrepreneurs, local nonprofits, and other community champions who shape the culture, creativity, and connectivity of San Diego community. Brought to you by Mission Fed Credit Union, bringing good things to San Diego for over 60 years. Learn more about what is good for you and good for all by visiting www.missionfed.com.
Cloudcast Media.